In John chapter 16, verse 16 and following. Jesus, now we're going to skip around here, Alice. I'll tell you where to go to. Jesus said to his disciples, a little while and you will see me, and you will no longer see me. And again, a little while, and you will see me. Some of his disciples then said to one another, what is this thing he is telling us? A little while, and you will not see me, and again a little while, and you will see me. And because I go to the Father. So they were saying, what is this that he says a little while? We do not know what he is talking about. Jesus knew that they wished to question him, and he said to them, are you deliberating together about this, that I said, a little while and you will not see me, and again a little while and you will see me? Truly, I say to you, that you will weep and lament, but the world will rejoice. You will grieve, but your grief will be turned into joy. Whenever a woman is in labor, she is pained because her hour has come, but when she gives birth to the child, she no longer remembers the anguish because of the joy that a child has been born into the world. Therefore, you too have grief now, but I will see you again, and your heart will rejoice, and no one will take your joy away from you. In that day, you will not question me about anything. Truly, truly, I say to you, if you ask the Father for anything in my name, he will give it you. Until now, you have asked for nothing in my name. Ask and you will receive, so that your joy may be made full. In last week's sermon, we talked about the cycle of grace that Jesus experienced as an individual. On Wednesday night, we were talking about his humanity and his divinity, but also his humanity. And in his humanity, he lived in that cycle of grace that stemmed from his acceptance with God. God said to him, you are my beloved Son in whom I am well pleased. He said it to him numerous times. And so Jesus lived in this cycle of grace that he was accepted by God no matter what took place in his life. Before it even took place in his life, he was accepted by God. Like that child, like Justin Edward Slayton this morning. He's never really done much yet. We have hopes that he will, but it doesn't mean he's loved any less. Amen? He's loved even more, cherished in fact, even though his parents have to do everything for him. That's the way God feels about you. That's the way God loves you. You are accepted by God. You've heard that in John's testimony. You heard that recently in Jeremy's testimony. You've seen it in the lives of others in our congregation that God has moved on in recent days and in the past few years who've come to that light that, hey, listen, God accepts me right here where I am, just the way I am right now. It's not anything I've done in the past. It's not what I can do or will do in the future. God loves me in the here and now. You can be accepted by God.
That's right.
I love what John said in his testimony about that intimate relationship with God and just knowing that God loves him. What an amazing statement. Sounds so simple, but it's so profound when you've experienced it. You carry it in your heart every single day of your life. As John said, I think about him when I go to bed. I think about him when I get up. And I'm going to move on from this point. If you never experienced that, I would love for you to experience that because it's the greatest part of your life. And Jesus said to his disciples, listen, there is joy coming your way. Jesus can talk about that from experience because he carried it in his heart. Did Jesus have some bad days? You better believe he did. But he never lost that joy because he knew through it all he belonged to God. God loved him. God accepted him. You and I can live in that same acceptance. Now I want to go to one other thing and speak on this just a second. I think this is very important too. And then we'll be ready for you to make some decisions this morning. I can tell you that God put this service together today. I can also tell you that there's not one person who is here by mistake.
Right.
Every person who is here, God had your seat picked out before we ever opened the doors this morning. And He knew you were going to be here. And He has a message for you. And the first one is that cycle of grace. That you were loved by God. And you were accepted by God. You may feel like you're a long way off from God. But God is there for you. Here's the second thing. The next movement in the cycle of grace is sustenance or sustaining grace. The idea here is not that Jesus is just accepted once and for all by the Father. Of course He is. But He engaged in certain practices that sustained Him, that allowed that replenishing grace of God to flow into His life every single day. My wife and I turned the TV on this morning, on ESPN, because there's rarely anything else to watch that's of any value. And there's not much on ESPN either. And I watched guys this morning on ESPN. It just amazes me. It just amazes me the brilliant people that we have in our country. I'm astounded, literally, every time I turn on the TV. Have you ever heard of this? Have you ever heard of the beer mile? Anybody ever heard of that? It's a category in sports. The beer mile. And here's the idea of the beer mile. Okay? And they actually keep a world record on this. They want to see who can run a lap around the track, drink a beer, run a lap around the track, drink a beer, run until you have completed a mile and you have drank 4 beers as fast as you can. Now, isn't that a brilliant idea? Don't you think those people are just geniuses? And there's tactics to it. And one guy revealed the secret. Because there was a dispute that he could not have broken the world record beer mile. Because you can't drink a beer as fast as he said he drank a beer. He said, oh yes I did, because I sucked it out of the can. Now isn't he a genius? Wow. I'm at a loss. I really am. I mean, what do you say to that, right? There are so many people in this world today who are so concerned about sucking up all this world has to offer, and they continue to put that garbage in their life day in and day out, week in and week out, year in and year out, and they wonder why they have absolutely no purpose in life, no joy in life, no place in life, and many of them take their own life because they don't know what to do next.
That's right.
The real geniuses are sucking up the glory of God every single day. Jesus was a genius.
Yep.
That's to say the least. And he knew he was accepted by God, but he wasn't satisfied there. Every single day he was taking in the glory and the presence and the sustaining presence of Almighty God. And he never got burned out. He never lost his purpose. He never lost his vision. He never lost his valor for life. He woke up with it every single day, because every single day he was, to use their analogy, sucking it in. And so he was constantly doing that. He would go to remote places just to spend time with God and pray when he felt the need to do so. He found himself regularly in worship. Let me say that again. He found himself regularly in worship. Now, I know I'm a preacher and this doesn't mean a whole lot, but I'm going to say it because it's true. And I know I'm preaching to the choir this morning because you guys are the ones who are here. But just in case we have someone here, I don't think we do, but just in case we have somebody here who's thinking, I don't think this is all that important. Let me tell you something different. It's absolutely important. You show me somebody who never goes to church, and I'll show you a cold Christian for a sinner. It is absolutely important for you to find yourself in worship. Don't you feel sorry for the people who work here today?
Yep.
And you'll meet them in the grocery store, at the gas station, or you'll see them at work, and you'll talk about the weekend, and I don't know what you're talking about. I don't like church. I don't like this. I don't like it. Well, they weren't here today. But I can promise you this. If they felt what I felt here this morning, if they experienced what you've experienced here this morning, they would know there's something to it. That there's a God who loves us and wants to rejuvenate us and fill us with His Spirit. And Jesus knew that. If Jesus needed to attend worship, then Johnny needs to attend worship. And here's something else that Jesus did too. Jesus found people, and He surrounded Himself with people who constantly rejuvenated Him and supported Him spiritually. I know that people have different personalities. Some are more outgoing than others. I'm actually an introvert. I'm not an extrovert. I'm fairly awkward socially. I kind of like my own little space. I've been doing this long enough that generally, when I get up here, I'm fairly comfortable. But honestly, if I could retreat to my safe place, that's where I'd like to be, honestly. They say that an extrovert receives energy from being with people. An introvert receives their energy from drawing from people. That's kind of me. You may be the same way. Now, you may be an extrovert, and the crowd is exactly where you want to be. God bless you. We need extroverts, or we'd be in a mess. But even if you're an introvert like me, you need to allow other people to attach themselves to your life. Because when you're around other people, godly people, and you allow them to speak to your life, you give them you make yourself accountable to them, you draw spiritual strength from them that you can never draw from anybody else. I love those people. I don't need to go to church. Yes, we do. And here's one reason. We need that slap on the back. We need that fellowship time. We need to see each other. Jesus was constantly around other people. Did you know that? He was the life of the party. In fact, they criticized him for it, didn't they? But he knew that his life was about people. I love preachers who, and there's a preacher joke that goes around. I've never said it. I've never said it. But so you'll be around a bunch of preachers and they got chicken grease on their chin, you know. They do. Don't they, Rod?
Don't keep reading.
And they'll say, boy, church would be great if it wasn't for the people. Now, I'm around here all week long. I want to tell you something. I'm an introvert, and this place is no fun to nobody. Church is the people, dear friend.
Right.
This building doesn't love me. This property doesn't love me. These people love me. This building doesn't support me when I'm having a bad day or a bad week. This building doesn't meet my needs. This property doesn't meet my needs. It's the people that do it. It's all about the people. Give yourself to people, and they will give themselves back to you. You say, well, Brother Johnny, but I've been hurt. Everybody's been hurt, dear friend. Everybody's been hurt. But I promise you, it's worth the risk.
Yeah.
There'll be more people that support you than hurt you.
That's right.
You can't live life by yourself. I want you to leave with this reality today. That you are loved by God just the way you are right now.
Right.
And if you'll give yourself to people, you'll have so much easier time of life. You won't have those down times because they will be there to support you. Jesus needed people. I need people. You need people. And the same God that spoke into the life of John Owen just, did a year ago? About a year ago? Changed his life.
Wow.
Changed his life. The same God spoke into Jeremy Harden's life. Changed his life. Want to change your life as well.